We have this idea often that presence is something that we need to harness, that we need to be more present, that we need to practice presence. We equate it with being lost in thought. That's not presence. And then some kind of state of static stillness, whether that's through meditation or a moment of quietness, that's presence. On a relative level, there's a truth in that, or a reality in that. But on a deeper level, and a more true level, that's a veil of the mind, a veil of the self that is clinging or seeking a special state, a state that makes me feel calm and comfortable and alert. Yeah. Presence is often equated with alertness, mindfulness. And presence is not limited to that. It's not reduced to that. It's unbounded. It's infinite. It's all-inclusive. Is it not true whether you are thinking, whether you are feeling, whether you are reading, whether you are scrolling on your device, whether you are walking, whether you are singing, whether you are eating? We could go on. Is it not true that presence is not somewhere over there? That presence imbues that experience. You cannot be anywhere other than where you are. I don't mean just physically. I mean in terms of your beingness. You're not being over there somewhere, and therefore you need to get somewhere in order to be. And we equate beingness with presence. You're always being. And the more this is recognized, the more that beingness imbues everything that you do and all experience. It's simply a shift in recognition. Yeah? We give attention habitually and unconsciously to I am this or I am that. Yeah, I am anxious. We give attention to the anxious. Yeah, we feel something, tension, some fluttering, some discomfort, anxiety, fear. I am that. So we give attention to that. Well, that is here as part of your experience. It's undeniable. You don't have to reject it or avoid it. But what if you gave attention to the I am? We give attention to I am excited, or whatever it might be. Yeah, we can ad infinitum add something to the I am. But that which is added to the I am is the constantly fluctuating nature of experience that will never stop. Even I am quiet, I am silent. That's a limited experience. It passes, everything changes as part of the experience. And yet we give all our attention to that. What if we just shifted very slightly our attention to the I am? Not I am at the exclusion of experience or the denial of experience, but simply the I am that is ever present in all experience. Is it not true that I am this, I am that, I am happy, I am sad, I am enlightened, I'm an unenlightened, I don't know, yeah, whatever. Is it not true that the I am is always present in that? If we could really, and this is not a philosophical exercise, although it's partly philosophical, we can go to it, to that understanding through logic. Yeah? So use some rationality here to investigate the truth of that. But actually, what I'm speaking of is a visceral sense of that. Is it not true that wherever you are and whatever you're experiencing, I am here, I am experiencing, I am. Give attention to that. That brings us more and more into a visceral sense of beingness. Beingness is always here. It doesn't have to be qualified by the nature of the experience. Beingness is always here. As we come to know that more and more in all experience, then we actually, if you like, inhabit that beingness. Again, words are not accurate here, yeah? It's not that we're not inhabiting that beingness anyway, but we come to recognize that more and more. Yeah? So we come to know ourselves more and more as that. And that gives us, if you like, the ground of peace that we think we're looking for by I am peaceful. It's the peace that passeth all understanding. It's the presence that is always here. And then whatever you're experiencing, and you can name it, because naming it, I'm happy, I'm sad, I'm this, I'm that, is part of our communication. But we use that as a convenience, not as the truth of it. We don't speak truth to each other. We speak convenience to each other. And that's fine. But it's as if internally we're taking our experience more lightly. Yeah, it's not a denial, but there's a lightness to it, because wherever you are and whatever you're experiencing, I am. You are being. This knowing of the one beingness is not some super elevated spiritual state. It's the very ground of reality. It's just that we've given our allegiance to the content of our experience, and then we define ourselves by that content. I am sad, I am happy, I am whatever it might be. I could add we stop, you see, we stop being a victim. Yeah? We stop being a victim of our experience. We stop being a victim of the fluctuating nature of life. In that sense, we become invincible, in the sense that whatever's happening is happening. And yes, we feel pain. And yes, we may feel an uncomfortable feeling, an emotional response. But we're less likely to get pulled into what we call reactivity, identification with that feeling, that wave. This is living as the peace of beingness in the everyday life, in the ordinary life. When we stop identifying in this way with our experience, we're not divided within. We're not taking a position as this or that. If you like, we stop being tribal, the end of tribal identity, whether the tribe is a sense of a kind of feeling nature. I like to feel happy or inspired, or yeah, that's a kind of tribe. Yeah, we put that, we make it into a kind of boundaried place. We don't want to feel pain or intensity or despair or whatever it might be. I don't belong to that tribe. So we become divided within, and then we can expand that into other kinds of belongings, belonging to this belief system, this ideology, this side, that side. And then we create a divided world. And so this that's being spoken of is not just some nice spiritual idea, but it's very practical as well. It has an impact on our lives and an impact on the world that we live in.